Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Venerable Mahasangha and dear friends, so how are you? After long vacation, again we got the opportunity to talk with you, and for this I think actually now we were discussing about the major things in the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma in the previous lectures. So I think now you might have a thorough knowledge about those fields, isn't it? So step by step, that's the thing we can think about our life, living in that view. What is that view? Buddha's view. And what is the meaning of Buddha's view mean? The view of the reality. So, step by step, when someone tries to achieve these fields which are discussed by Buddha, the thing is, step by step, he will be able to understand those things. That is the meaning of that development. It is not a mere listening or talking or believing or worshipping, but it is very important thing to apply to our own life. So, in this case, when I was chanting that Ratana Sutta, I thought that it is better to know the meaning of this sutta. So it is very, very important, because in that sutta there are number of facts, number of things about our path. When we are developing this path, there are landmarks in that sutta. Can you remember? Okay, so in briefly we can say like this. In briefly, if I can select some stanzas. In the third stanza, in the Ratana Sutta, you know the meaning of Ratana Sutta? Ratana Sutta means the jewels discourse. Ratana means jewels, discourse means the Sutta. So, when we hear when we hear jewels, so what is coming to our mind? Jewels means those are very valuable things, no? So here the meaning is that jewels means in this sutta Buddha explains there are three kinds of jewels. Those three kinds of jewels are very, very important and the most valuable jewels in the world. What are those three jewels? Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Buddha means the teacher, Dhamma means his teachings, Sangha means the followers of the Buddha. In the third stanza, the Buddha explains Yankinchi Ittang Idhahuramma, like this. In this world or in the other worlds, in the heavens or in this world, none is equal to the Buddha. No one can challenge to Buddha's knowledge, even today also. Now, when you hear about the knowledge of Buddha, then at once, what is coming to your mind? Knowledge of Buddha means, when we hear the knowledge of Buddha, you must remember the knowledge of, what is the knowledge of Buddha? Arahant. That is the knowledge. So no one can challenge to this quality. That's why, that is the meaning of that, no one can challenge or none is equal to the Buddha. That means now Buddha has passed away. Now 2500 years now, today, up to now, by today. So, but in this world, there is no any other person who said that I am an Arahant. Even today, there isn't a person introducing himself as an Arahant. So Arahant means Buddha expressed to the world, I am an Arahant. The meaning is, I eradicated the desire. I eradicated the aversion. I eradicated the delusion. So, in that period, no one could challenge to Buddha, oh, though you are saying that you have eradicated the passion, oh, now, in that occasion, the passion arises in your life, no one could challenge. It's like this. Now, if you are saying, I have destroyed anger. If you are saying, don't the society accept that challenge? Don't the society accept that challenge? If you are saying, I haven't angry, the society is ready always to accept that challenge, no? If you are saying such a talk. Buddha said this unto the world, this gave the challenge. But if we are saying, all the people, our friends, and they will try to challenge us. Oh, though you are saying you have anger, oh, now you have anger. They will do something to arouse our anger. All the society in that period, in the Buddha's period, the Brahmins and the other religious people, they tried their best to arouse the anger in the Buddha's mind. In that 45 years, no one could arouse the anger in the Buddha's life. That's why no one could challenge in that day, and today also no one can challenge. Today also there is no any other person saying that I have eradicated the anger. No one can say. But only two persons can say. Maybe a Buddha and maybe an Arahant, follower of the Buddha. So in this sutta, Buddha says, that is why in the Buddha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-being. It's a truth. So when you chant this Svatana Sutta, you remind these things. It will be more fruitful. And then Buddha says, Kayang Viragam Amatapanitam, like this. Buddha understood a certain reality in the world is called the noble truth. So then Buddha explained, there is nothing equal to that Dhamma which was discovered by Buddha. Why is it? Buddha expressed to the world, there is nothing equal to the Dhamma which was discovered by Buddha. Why is that? Because in this world there are no true truths, only one truth. That's why no one can challenge. Now, can you remember last previous lessons? I think you were learning about dependent origination, about sense faculties. Can you remember? Eye, ear, nose, and like this, and the dependent origination. And those are in that Four Noble Truths. Suffering, origin of suffering, and this, like this. No one can challenge, oh, though you are saying this is suffering, no, we can take away that. That is not suffering today. No one can challenge. That's why there is nothing equal to the Dhamma in the world. In the Dhamma is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-being. Then, Yam Buddha Settva Parivarna is in this way Buddha explains, Buddha developed a certain concentration in his mind. That's called Anantarika Samadhi. What is that called? Anantarika Samadhi. In that Samadhi, Buddha understood everything, developing the mind into that state. It's a highest level of concentration. So Buddha explains, in this world, that concentration has no equal. Can you understand? Today also, no one can challenge, oh, there is a more calmful, a more peaceful situation we can develop in the mind other than that one. No one can challenge. That's the thing. You think about in this life, always the scientists and the technicians and all the community, always they like to accept challenge, no? It is a truth. But in this way, when regarding these factors, even today, no one can accept these challenges. In the Dhamma is the precious jewel, by this truth may there be well-being. Then, this is very important, and all these are very important. Then Buddha explains, Ye Puggala Atta Satam Pasattam. Buddha explains, there are 8 persons praised by the good. Who are the 8 persons? The noble disciples on the path to achieve the extreme entrant position. Who are those followers? They are in the path to achieve the extreme entrant position. There are 2 disciples. Who are they? Saddhanussari, Dhammanussari. Dhamma follower, faith follower. Before achieving the extreme entrant position. Okay? So, these 2 persons are taken as one. So, the noble disciples in the in the path to achieve the extreme entrant person. 1. Then, extreme entrant. Then, the follower in the path to achieve one's return of position. 3. Then, one's return. Then, follower of the path to achieve the non-return of position. Then, non-returner. Then, the follower of the path to achieve the Arahant. Then Arahant. 8 persons. Okay? Praised by the good. These 4 pairs are the gift worthy. And 4 pairs, when we taken as the Individually, there are 8 persons. But when we consider about the pairs, 4 pairs. We can divide it into pairs, that's 8 persons. Okay? Then Buddha explains, if someone offers something to these people, then you will collect more merits than the other offerings, and this to them yield abundant fruit. In the Sangha is the precious jewel, by this truth may there be well-being. If you offer very little thing, it will be more fruitful. In one occasion, Buddha decided to travel through a village in that occasion, in that period. But that village was a Brahman village. That means there were not Buddhists there, only Brahmins in another religions. Okay. And most important thing is, in the Buddha didn't preach Dhamma to the Buddhists. Why? In those periods there were no Buddhists. But finally there were a number of the monks. From where they came? From the various religions. That's why this Dhamma is not for the Buddhists. This Dhamma is for the Panyātasaya Dhammo, for the wise. That's the thing we have to understand. So, in that case, in that village, the old Brahmins, they came to know that on the way the Buddha and the Sangha, they are coming there. But they did those, they closed all the wells in that village. Why? Yes, not to give water. Then the large number of Bhikkhu Sangha and Buddha then happened to go through that village. They didn't give even a little drop of water. But there are a bhikkhu in the last of that row. He was very, very thirsty and ran to a house asking for some water. And asking water, he fell. And there was a woman in that house. She thought, oh, what a thing this. In this time, I must help this monk. I must help this. I must escape from the death. This monk. Then, very carefully, secretly, he brought some water and gave to that monk. Now he drank and went away there. But what happened? This incident was spread throughout that village. Okay? And the leaders of that village, they accompanied into one place and they decided to kill that woman. Why? Yes, she broke the rule. She thought to go beyond that rule, their common rule. Then they hitting the stones, they killed that woman. But that woman thought, no, I did a good task. I did something. In this moment, I must clear my mind, thinking like this. After death, she was reborn in the heavenly world. Then as a Deva, again she came back to worship Buddha. I can remember, I think that incident. Oh, she came an Arahant, went to the heavenly world, and there was a discussion there. And she was asked, "Oh, you are very rich in this heavenly world, prosperous. What is the reason? I think you might have done a lot of merit in the human world. What did you do?" Then that woman said, "No, I couldn't do a lot of merit. I did this thing. I offered a drop of water to a monk." Why is that? In this stanza, can you understand? If someone offers very little thing to this 4 pairs of Sangha, or this community Sangha, it will be more fruitful than the other offerings. Then Buddha explains, Ye suppayutta manasadalleni. In this way, Buddha explains, if someone is striving to achieve this Dhamma and follow the precepts and try to concentrate mind and try to develop wisdom, in this way, if someone, as possible as he can, if someone tries to follow the path, definitely, on attaining their goal, plunge into the deathless, freely enjoying the liberation they have gained, definitely they will experience the ultimate deliverance, the end of suffering. It's the truth. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-being. Can you understand? Yes. Then, Yathinda Kila Patavim Sitocha. This is very important. Buddha explains the nature or the condition of developing character in this Buddha's dispensation. As a post firmly grounded in the earth, cannot be shaken by the 4 winds which are coming in the 4 directions, so is the superior person, I say, who definitely sees the noble truth. What is the meaning of this? If someone can understand by his own knowledge the noble truth for some extent, no one can say, don't think in this way. It is wrong, don't think in this way. No one can say this way to that person. That's why he is as a post firmly grounded in the earth, cannot be shaken by the 4 winds. Who definitely sees the noble truth. In the Sangha, in this precious jewel, by this truth may there be well-being. Can you understand? Yes. So, the understanding the 4 noble truths is the very important thing, because all the causes to our mental sufferings and the physical suffering, all the causes are there inside the 4 noble truths. And the answers to our problems, the path to escape from all the suffering, all the doubts, and all the puzzles, the answer is there inside the 4 noble truths. So if there is the confidence regarding these 4 noble truths, it's a great thing to our life. Can you understand? Then Buddha explains, this stanza is very important. There is an incident, important incident, okay? Buddha explains, Ye Arya Satchani Vibhavayanti, Gambhira Panyena Sudhesitani. If someone has thorough knowledge regarding 4 noble truths, or great confidence regarding 4 noble truths, which was proclaimed by Buddha, Kinchapi Tehoti Busapamanta. How long will they go in this samsara? Nati bhavang attamang adiyanti. They will not go for the 8 births. Only 7 births they will be reborn. In the Sangha is this precious jewel, by this truth may there be well-being. Can you understand? If we can come to the instrumental position in this life, we will not be reborn more than 7 lives. It's the truth. Then Buddha explains, Sahavasya Darsana Sampadaya. If someone comes to the noble view, that means I can remember that Sammaditya Sutta, which was proclaimed by our Dhamita Bhikkhu. Can you remember? That day were you be there? Right view? When you learn about right view? No. Okay. Right. Sorry. So, you may have the opportunity to listen again. This day. So, if someone has the right view means some knowledge about suffering, some knowledge, sufficient knowledge about cause of suffering. Now, can you understand this? Now in this world, without the help of the Buddha's teachings, no one can understand what suffering is. Okay? So if someone got the opportunity to listen to Dhamma, then there is sufficient knowledge about suffering in his life. Now, if I am asking from you, okay, what is suffering, as you know, now you can answer. Oh, as Buddha explains, birth is suffering, aging is suffering, illness is suffering, death is suffering. In this way, you can understand. This is the knowledge. Then, if I am asking, what is the origin of suffering, cause of suffering, then as a noble disciple, there is no sufficient knowledge. What is the cause of suffering? Can you remember? One day I taught a discourse about the origin of suffering through the eye. Can you remember? When we see a form using eye consciousness arises. Can you remember? Meeting of these trees, contact. Eye, form, eye consciousness. Okay? Dependent on contact, feeling arises. Okay? Dependent on feeling, what? Craving arises. Dependent on craving, what? Clinging arises. Dependent on clinging, volitional formation, bhava arises. Okay? Dependent on bhava or volitional formation, birth arises. Dependent on birth, aging, death, sorrow, pain, lamentation, despair, whole mass of suffering arises. Now it is the origin of suffering. So in this case, you are very, very intelligent, other than the other people in the world. Why? You know about the origin of suffering to some extent, no? This is the origin of suffering. Then cessation of suffering. You know, if it is so that incident through I have to control my eye. And I have to think about my eye. What is the procedure inside this eye? I have to understand this. In this way, you control your greed. You control your passion. You control your delusion. You try to understand your eye. Can you understand? This is the knowledge about the cessation of suffering. And when you are trying to do this, you are following the path.
How do you control?
Yes, good question. If you want to control, there is the procedure there. Buddha explains, because of your eye, you see form. No one can control this incident. Okay, at once when we open our eyes, the forms will be there. Okay, then eye consciousness will arise. Okay, it's okay. Then meeting of these three is contact, depending on this contact, feeling arises. It's okay. No one can control that one, no one can eradicate that situation. If someone has eye, it may be so the case. But the cessation is there, though they are the feeling, don't grasp to that feeling. Don't cling to that feeling. Because of this, with your removal of the craving, the clinging will cease. With the cessation of clinging, the volitional formation cease. With the cessation of volitional formation, birth cease. Yes.
You have the feeling as impermanent or?
Yes, that is the way. When the feeling arises, if you develop your wisdom, oh, this feeling was born dependently. This is a dependently arising. What is the case here? The causes to this feeling are impermanent, suffering, subject to change. When we consider like this, your mind will start to begin to purify and to achieve the reality. This is the way. If you think in this way, you are following the Noble Eightfold Path. Right view in this way, right thoughts in the Noble Eightfold Path. So
the hardest part for any of these concepts is the strong feeling, and I'm just not sure how you neutralize them.
yes,
How you take the feelings and the strength of those emotions in relation to these reactions and things. How you deal with that.
actually, now this is the incident with not an ordinary person. This is the case with the noble person who thinks to escape from suffering. Okay? So, first of all, the feeling is there now. First of all, we have to develop the mindfulness to understand the nature of feeling. Then, we have precepts. Okay? Sitting on that, establishing on that precept, there is a, what you call, yes, foundation, and there is a frame to our life. Within that frame, we have to deal with those activities without going beyond that frame, without breaking precepts. Can you understand? It's like this. Okay. Someone blames you. Okay. So first of all, you have to understand this is a painful feeling. Okay? This was born because of the impermanent causes. Thinking like this, first of all, you have to control your anger. Then you can take decisions very peacefully. This is the way. But if you can't understand the nature or condition, the fundamental condition of feeling, then your anger will arise in the mind and you speak very loudly. You will speak very loudly and you will hit him and you will kill the person. These things. Why? At beginning, you fail to understand the feeling, the nature of feeling. That's the thing. All the things are like this. Okay? In this way, in peaceful manner, you can deal with all the activities and all the persons. First of all, we have to think about our mind. To calm, to be very calm. That's the thing.
Anger is not as much of a problem as guilt.
Uh-huh.
Guilt is something that I have difficulty dealing with. And inasmuch as I say, well, it's impermanent, it will pass, it's still very hard to worry how it.
Yes, that's why we are followers. We train.
Both taking the blame for everything.
Yeah.
And I'm always wrong, I shouldn't have done that, maybe this is not,
Yeah. And it may be difficult, but only thing we try. Just try. Okay? So then Buddha explains, if someone has this right view about Four Noble Truths. We were discussing about Four Noble Truths in origin and the cessation and path. This is the thing now we were discussing. If someone has this right view, then he will destroy another view. If someone comes to right view, he will destroy another view. What is that view? What is that view? Wrong view. Sakkaya identity view. These are very, very important. That means when you have the knowledge, sufficient knowledge about regarding Four Noble Truths, about the causes, this is my life means a result of my life is a result of some causes. That's why here there is the suffering. So if I try to eradicate the causes, the suffering will be vanished. Suffering will be ceased. In this way, if you can understand the cause and effects, then you will understand there is a person here saying, I am myself, mine. Why? If there were a person called I, who I am, there should be a opportunity to control these things. Oh, my eye shouldn't be like this, my eye should be like this. My hair should be like this, my hair should be like this. Oh, my mind shouldn't be like this. My mind always should be very happily. In this way, you understand, no, there isn't a self there. There is only causes and effects. That's why Buddha says, if someone, but there is a deep view in the depth of our heart, that's called sakkaya, that there is a self in our life. Buddha explains, if someone comes to the right view, that sakkaya, identity view will be vanished. It's a truth. Then sakkaya viticicca. If there are some doubts about this life, what is this life? So what are the procedures in this life? How to escape from suffering? So what is the path to escape from suffering? And who is the leader? Who is the teacher who is teaching the truth? These kinds of doubts, all the doubts will be vanished. Very, very interesting this thing. If someone comes to the right view, the knowledge to the the noble truth, doubts will be vanished. Why? Now he hasn't the doubts regarding his past. Why? He knows in the past also the case was so. Case was the same. And he hasn't the doubts in the future. In the future, what will happen to me? I can hear, there is a self here. There is a self here. No, what will happen to me? In this way, all the doubts will be vanished regarding the future. Why? In the future also, though there will be the causes, there will be the effects. Though there will be the causes to the suffering, there will be suffering in the future also. If we are not trying to understand our I, again there will be an I. There will be 6 faculties. There will be a birth, next life also. Again I will have to face for the aging, death and all the suffering. This is no doubt. Why? Very clear. Buddha explained all things. And Silabbatamvapi Yadatti Kinchi. Any other practices, rules and rituals and observances, all these things will be vanished. He will take the one and only path as the Noble Eightfold Path, as the one and only path. Clear mind. All the doubts will be vanished. Can you understand? All these things are because of the right view. Can you understand? Otherwise, if he doesn't know the Noble Eightfold Path as a noble truth, he will find what is the path, what should I do, how should I worship, now how should I pray, what are the things I must do, all this. Why? Path is not clear. Can you understand? So then Because of these all the things, then there is the result. Buddha explained, Chatuapaya hicha vipramurto. He will escape from the hell, animal world, ghost world, Titan's world. Can you understand? This is the incident about the stream entrant. Right view is regarding the stream entrant. He cannot do, then this is very important. For one who has attained to vision, three states are at once abandoned. Okay? View of self, that means identity view will be abandoned, doubts will be abandoned, and clinging to needles and rules and rituals other than the noble, following noble path and the precepts and all those things. Freed from 4 states of misery. Can you understand? He cannot do 6 kinds of evil deeds. What is the meaning of that? Yes. If someone comes to this position in his life, there is the possibility to do these things. What are the things? There is the possibility in his life to kill mother, to kill father, to kill arhat, and to shake the blood in the Buddha's body, and to do the divide the Sangha. And last one? Sorry? Yes, it's the fifth one. No? Here Buddha explained he cannot do 6 kinds of. That means he will not, what do you call, I say it later, I can't remember it exactly. So in the Sangha is this precious jewel, by this truth may there be well-being. Can you remember? This is the incident with the stream entrance. Again, there is another truth. Sorry? Yes, I think the 6th one is, there isn't a possibility to go for another religion. This is the thing. These are the 6 kinds of, yes. Why? Now, right view has been established in his mind. Now, there is a possibility to change that right view. Why? Now he has established that right view, in that right view. Okay? And then, Buddha explains, Kinchapi sokammam karoti papakam. If anyway, if someone do some evil deed by body, speech or mind, one cannot hide it. If someone comes to this knowledge. Why? Such is impossible for one who has seen the path. Why? There is nothing to hide. Always he wants to escape from this all the bad deeds. And always he talks with the noble friends who, this is the thing in my life, I want to escape from this bad thing. How to escape from these things? In this way, very, very peaceful mind, he tries to achieve that level without any secrets. Can you understand? That's the thing. So, very important, the association of the noble friends. Now you know, as the fully ordained monks, there are 227 precepts, you know. So, there are code of precepts. If someone, if some monks happen to some, let's suppose he did some offense, okay, he cannot hide it. If he hides it, again another precept will be broken because of hiding that precept. So there is there is some incident, that should be followed. Okay? The thing is that monks who did the offense should go to another monk and definitely should be confirmed and should tell him that offense. He should come to restraint. Yes, from that saying I am not doing again this kind of offense. Can you remember? Now can you remember in the morning when you came here with arms? Okay, I did such offense. Can you remember? Yes, alone with woman. There is a precept. At least 5 or 6 words you can preach. You can preach Dhamma with at least 5 or 6 words only to woman, without a man. Yes, without the presence of a man. So on the way I could remember. Okay, but I thought that Mr. Shelton is there, but then I couldn't understand. So it's like this. Discipline, the course of Vinaya rules, yes, conduct. So in that way one cannot hide it. That means lay people also like this. You should associate the noble friends and you should talk these things. So in the Sangha, so we must try to now these are the characteristics of the noble persons. So if we want to achieve that noble situation, noble condition, what should we do? We must follow these factors in our life also. Can you understand? Then Buddha explains in the sublime Dhamma that he taught leading to Nibbana, the highest good. This like woodland grows in blossom in the first heat of summer. It's a simile for the Dhamma. And then Buddha explains Buddha discovered a certain Dhamma that's called Four Noble Truth. There is nothing equal to that Dhamma. In the Dhamma is this precious jewel, by its truth may there be well-being. That Dhamma will help to eradicate the passion and all the taints and all the bad defilements. It's the truth. In this way, Buddha explains these in this sutta very important things. Okay, so in briefly I took some of these stanzas. So I wanted to say you that we must try to establish these qualities in our life also. Can you understand? So actually I wanted to do a very important sutta today, but I think the time is not enough today. So I like to discuss with you some factors you learned previous lessons, and I would like to give a summary those lessons to make a very clear scene or clear view in your mind of what is the way I must follow. Okay? For that I shall take us another discourse. The name of that discourse is called the Panchabhaira Sutta. Okay? Samyutta Nikaya second part. In that sutta, Buddha explains the path very clearly. Okay? Buddha explains, if someone has overcome the if someone has overcome from the fearful 5 factors, if someone has overcome, from fearful five factors, and if someone has four factors of extreme entrance, and if someone has the sufficient knowledge about the noble theory, if he likes, he can express, I am a noble disciple, escaped from all the bad worlds, and within 7 lifetimes I will attain Nibbana. Can you understand? So there are 3 factors, no? What is the first one? If someone has overcome from the fearful 5 factors. What is the first one? If someone has abstained from killing beings. Okay? If someone has abstained from stealing and abstained from sexual misconduct, abstain from lying, abstain from taking intoxicant. These are the 5 factors which are arising the fear in your life. Buddha explains, if someone doesn't follow these 5 factors, 5 precepts, at the last moment, in his death, his mind will confused, and because of this he will be reborn in the hell. Okay? So these are the fearful 5 factors. So if someone has overcome, means he is established in these 5 precepts. This is the first category. Is it okay? Now I am trying to give a conclusion to you to clear the path. Second one, what is the second one? If someone has the 4 factors of the extreme entrance, first one is if someone has overcome the fearful 5 factors. Second one is if someone has established the extreme entrance factors. First one is unshakable confidence on Buddha's knowledge as Buddha's Arahant, Samma Sambuddha Vichacharana Sampanna, knower of the world and the teacher of the gods and humans, like this. Second one, unshakable confidence on Dhamma. This is the way to escape from suffering, this way, and this Dhamma is to be seen in this very life in this way. Next one, unshakable confidence on Sangha. Again the noble virtue, noble morality, 5 precepts for a lay follower. Now to second category. Is it okay? First category okay? Second one okay. Third one, to get a clear explanation about the third one, that's why we were discussing about the whole lessons in the previous program. Third one, the knowledge about the noble theory. What is the noble theory? No. Theory. RNI. You haven't heard earlier? Okay. Now get a summary of your knowledge. You have that knowledge about the noble theory, but when I am asking about as a noble theory, you don't know it. It's okay. But now I can explain, okay? Then you will understand, oh, I know about this thing. Okay? Noble theory means this knowledge. Iti imasmin sati vidam hoti. This is not difficult, okay? I will explain. You have the fundamental knowledge. The meaning is, you must have the knowledge about this theory. When this is there, that will be there. Okay? Can you understand? This knowledge should be there to escape from the hell. and the only bad words. It's a noble theory, knowledge of noble theory. When this is there, this comes to be. Is the theory. First rule. What is that? When this is there, that comes to be. This is simple. This is the knowledge. I think you have heard about ignorance. Let's begin with this ignorance. You should have the knowledge. When there is the ignorance, the sankhara, volitional formation, are there. When there are the volitional formations, consciousness are there. When there are the consciousness, then mentality and materiality are there. Can you understand? Paticcasamuppada avidya paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana, this knowledge. Okay? When there is the mentality and materiality, 6 faculties are there. Now, this is about our life, okay? When there are the 6 faculties, now from this point you can understand very easily, okay? When there are the 6 faculties, next, contact is there, okay? When there is the contact, next, feeling is there. Can you understand? When there is the feeling, craving is there. When there is the craving, clinging is there. When there is the clinging, volitional formations are there. When there are the volitional formations, birth is there. When there is birth somewhere, aging and death are there. This is the noble theory. Is it okay? Yes. Again, the second factor, with the arising of ignorance, the sankhara will arise. With the arising of sankhara, that means it imassa uppada idam uppajjati. That I listened to that Damita house of sermon that day. Very, very important. So you can get a conclusion from that sutta. In that sutta there is that noble theory. That's why I decided to teach this, because you have that knowledge. Okay? So the first one, is it okay? Imasmin sati idam hoti. That means, when this is there, that comes to be. Simply you remember this one. When there is the 6 faculties, contact comes to be. Okay? This knowledge should be there. Or even one point. Okay? Imassa uppada idam uppajjati. Are you intelligent? Okay? Imassa uppada idam uppajjati. With the rising of this, that will arise. That's why we are talking now. With the arising of ignorance, sankhara will arise. With the arising of sankhara, consciousness arise. With the arising of consciousness, mentality and materiality arise. With the arising of mentality and materiality, 6 faculties arise. With the arising of 6 faculties, contact arises. With the arising of contact, feeling arises. With the arising of feeling, craving arises. With the arising of craving, clinging arises. With the arising of clinging, volitional formation arises. With the arising of volitional formation, birth arises. With the arising of birth, aging and death arises. In this way you must understand, oh, this has happened to my life, and this will happen to my life, and this had happened to my life. This is the noble theory. Okay? Then the cessation part. Imasmin asati idam nahoti. When there is not this that doesn't arise. With when the ignorance is not there, sankhara will not be there. Okay? Keep in your mind this thing, listen very carefully. If the sankhara is not there, consciousness will not be there. This is the thing we have to achieve one day, okay? If the consciousness is not somewhere, the mentality and materiality will not be there. At least you establish the confidence. You can learn later these things in detail. You establish confidence, oh, this is the case in my life. Okay? With the if there is not the mentality and materiality somewhere, the six faculties will not be there. If there are not the six faculties somewhere, the contact will not be there. Can you understand? Let's suppose that there are not an I somewhere. I. That means there is an I with the ignorance. The I hasn't been understood. Then the ignorance will not be there in the contact. That's why it's saying contact will not be there. If there is not the contact somewhere, the feeling will not be there. Can you understand? Now that's why we are suffering in this way. We have the faculties, contact, feelings, craving, all the things. If there is the feeling somewhere, the craving will be there. It's the truth. If there somewhere, if the craving is somewhere, is not somewhere, the clinging will not be there. If the clinging is not somewhere, the volitional formation will not be there. If the volitional formation are not somewhere, the birth will not be there. If the birth is not somewhere, aging and death will not be there. This is the third one. Now can you understand what is the first one? If there is this comes to be. Okay, the second one, with the arising of this, that will arise. Third one, couldn't you understand? I am talking, you are listening. What's the third one? If there is not this one, that will not be. Now last one. With the cessation of these, that will cease. With the cessation of ignorance, sankhara will cease. With the cessation of sankhara, consciousness will cease. With the cessation of consciousness, mentality and materiality ceases. With the cessation of mentality and materiality, six faculties cease. With the cessation of six faculties, contact ceases. With the cessation of contact, feeling ceases. With the cessation of feeling, craving ceases. With the cessation of craving, clinging ceases. With the cessation of clinging, volitional formation ceases. With the cessation of volitional formation, birth ceases. With the cessation of birth, aging and death ceases. This is the noble theory. RNI. So if someone has these three factors, now what's the first one? If someone has overcome the fearful factor. Second one, if someone has the four factors of a stream entrance. Third one, if someone has a sufficient knowledge about noble theory. If he likes, he can express that I have escaped from all the bad worlds and I am headed to Nibbana. This discourse was proclaimed to Anathapindika, householder. Okay. So now, is it clear? Okay? So you will be, that's the thing. That's why this Dhamma is for the wise, not for the unwise. So I think definitely you have the wisdom, that's why you came here. Okay? And these all the things and other things, we have to do all the things with a limited time period. That's why I am saying this, all these things. Pancha Bhayavera Sutta, Samyutta Nikaya second part. Bhayavera. Yes. Translation. That means the 5 kinds of fears and hate. Pancha Bhayavera Sutta. Yes, Bhayavera. Yes. The meaning is, if someone doesn't observe the 5 precepts, it's a cause to arise the fear and anger. That's the thing. So you remember these things. And I was saying that there is very limited time period to do these things. Buddha explained it, if someone, let's suppose like this. There are 4 persons on the ground from certain place, okay? And they have, arrows, arrows. Those 4 persons, they remove the arrows to the sky, escape arrows to the sky, okay? Then Buddha asked, there is a person there, he can catch that arrows before falling to the ground. They such a speed. Can you understand? He runs and catches the 4 arrows running to the 4 directions before they are lying down. Buddha asked, what do you think, monks, about the speed of that person? Then monks answered, oh, blessed one, it's a very, very high speed. And if he can catch at least 1 arrow, it is very high speed. What about the catching the 4 arrows? Buddha explains, the sun and moon are running faster than that person. Okay? And the gods who are going in front of that sun and moon are faster than the speed of running the sun and moon. And the speed of finishing or ending your lifespan is faster than the goals of that running before the sun and moon. Now, can you measure? But Buddha measured it such a speed. Okay? So in this way, we have 5 minutes. So do you like to develop that when you feel something? The way to develop your wisdom and not to cling to that feeling. Do you like to practice that meditation? Yeah. Only 5 minutes. And you can practice later, so I will teach you. Listen very carefully. You are trying to develop your wisdom to understand life, not to worry about anything. You will be very happy about your knowledge, and you will train to be happy and to face to any incident. The contact of I is impermanent. The contact of I is suffering. The content of I is subject to change. The content is not mine. Content I am not. The content is not myself. The content is impermanent. The content is impermanent. The content is impermanent. I cannot control the content. With the arising of pleasant content, the pleasant feeling arises. With the arising of unpleasant content, unpleasant feeling arises. With the arising of neutral content, neutral feeling arises. As the causes are impermanent, the feeling is also impermanent. Feeling is impermanent. Every pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, neutral feelings, all the feelings are impermanent. 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 All the feelings I am not. All the feelings are not myself. Impermanent. Impermanent. The contact of ear is impermanent. Suffering, subject to change. The feeling born from the contact of ear is impermanent. Suffering, subject to change. The feeling arises with the contact of ear is not mine. I am not. It's not myself. It is impermanent. Feeling is impermanent. The contact of nose is impermanent. Is suffering, is subject to change. The feeling born from the contact of nose is also impermanent. Impermanent. Subject to change. Suffering. The feeling born with the contact of nose is not mine. Is I am not. Is not myself. It is impermanent. The feeling is impermanent. The contact of tongue is impermanent. Is suffering. Is subject to change. The feeling born with the contact of tongue is impermanent, is suffering, is subject to change. The pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, neutral feelings born with the contact of tongue are impermanent, impermanent, impermanent. The contact of body is impermanent, subject to change, suffering. The feeling born with the contact of body is also impermanent, suffering, subject to change. That feeling is not mine. That feeling I am not. Feeling is not myself. contact of mind is impermanent, is suffering, is subject to change. The feeling born with the contact of mind is also impermanent, suffering, subject to change. All the feelings are results of the impermanent contacts. All the feelings are impermanent. All the feelings are suffering. All the feelings are subject to change. All the feelings are not mine. All the feelings I am not. All the feelings are not myself. I abandon the craving to the feelings. It will be the path to escape from suffering. It's a noble truth. Noble truth. Noble truth. Noble truth. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So then, what do you think about? Yes?
You say Buddha lived 45 years.
Yes.
That I was
Yes.
And the other thing he says is seven births or seven.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how we got to seven.
Sorry?
I'm not quite sure how we got the number seven.
That means in this world there is a truth, okay? But until the Buddha understands that truth, no one can understand. The only thing is, with the appearance of the Buddha only understanding that noble truth. It's not a discovery of Buddha. Okay? So if now in this life there is a cause and effects, no? So Buddha understood, if someone comes to that right view, it's a very important phase of destroying the causes. So because of this destroying causes, with the coming to right view, it's a truth in this world. There is a noble truth. That means in his life, the causes will not be arranged again and again, more than giving the birth more than 7 lives. It's a truth. Okay? The Buddha understands the truth. That's the thing. The reason is, if someone comes to sufficient knowledge about the Four Noble Truth, definitely step by step he goes forward. That's the thing. It's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. The thing is, always he investigate. If he at once he listens about the impermanence, then he tries to understand impermanence. So again and again in the world, throughout the world, when he deals with the world, it proves that impermanence. Then he develops the confidence. It's a phenomenon. The causes will be vanished step by step in the noble disciples' life. Only thing Buddha understood is not the creation of Buddha. All the phenomena, all things. Can understand? So, number of things you have to think and practice. No? Meditation. And think about your precepts. These are all these in the path. So I bless you, all of you. May be well and happy, and may you have the opportunity to develop your own wisdom with your own courage, effort, and mindfulness with the association of noble friends. And I think you have that fortune. Okay. Abhivadana Sinissa Nityam Vata Pachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukam Balam ආයුරාෝග්‍ය සම්පatti සග්ග සම්පatti මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පatti විනාතේ සමිච්ඡතු සෝපatti සාධන මොදේ සාධන මොදේත කමංකන්ත සෝපatti උතුම් චතුරාර්ය සත්‍ය ධර්මයේ හැම දිනකටම අවබෝධ වේවා. සුපත්